On our way. 5-minute drive. Here we go.
But we're both exhausted.
What is that?
You make this feel like home. Blazing trails, sleeping on bedroom floors. I patterned your smiles to find.
Okay, so where do I even begin? Holy cow. Last night we were getting like swarmed and attacked by mosquitoes. You know, we're in Minnesota, kind of pretty far north, so that's kind of the normal. Finally, we're like, okay, it's bedtime. Let's get out of here. And so we put Coda in, quit the door, get in our tent, close it really fast, try to keep as many bugs out. Of course, some got in, and we're killing them, and we're like, okay, there's a momentary like peace. Okay, we're laying down, we're trying to like do some social media stuff and stuff like that, and then there's more, and we're like, oh, we missed some. We kill those, do the same thing over again, and then the same thing. Oh, there's more. Oh, so we kill them. Third time's the charm, happens again. And this time we're like, okay, maybe we're not missing them. Are they coming from somewhere? Do we leave the tent open? Like, what? Seems like we killed them all. So kill them all. Same thing again. Kind of watching this time, and just slowly, one or two, all of a sudden we're in our tent. We're like, what the heck? So I'm checking the tent. Jayla's killing them. I'm killing them. Jayla's checking the tent. Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And so we're doing this for like an hour, and eventually we're just like, what the heck? Like, they're getting in somewhere. And so we're checking seams, we're looking for holes, everything. And just nothing. We can't come up with anything. So eventually we just both lie down and cover our faces completely in our heads and zip the tent up and seal it. And it's still warm outside, so we're in our sleeping bag and with our sweatshirts over our faces, just sweating. Just sweating for like an hour. While we hear them buzzing around in our tent, we got the lights off. We're just gonna sleep through it. It's fine. Just sleep through it. It'll be fine. Like, we just need this. We're exhausted from the day before. And so like an hour goes by, and finally Jayla's like, I'm still getting eaten. And I'm like, okay, well, what do? We turn the light on, and just the whole ceiling's covered. The whole walls are covered. Like, it's insane. There were hundreds. It seemed like there were hundreds. There probably were 100 something in there at the least. Like, they're just on the tent, and it's insane. And so we're like, okay, we gotta get out of here. Like, this is ridiculous. So we get in the tent and we sleep in the front seat of our car. I'll show you guys. So we got all our stuff in there. We just sit straight up because we got stuff behind us, and slept in the front seat of our car. It's a horrible night. Both slept terrible. Koda was getting eaten alive. We go in there. There's mosquitoes in there, of course. We kill them, but they don't come back. So we're finally able to get some peace and quiet. Anyway, wake up this morning and go up into the tent, and we're like, okay, we gotta figure this out today. And so I'm looking around up there for a while and all that good stuff, and what do you know? There are holes in the corners of our tent. Not like ripped or anything, nothing like that, but manufactured holes. Big enough for lots of mosquitoes to get through. And they were swarming outside our tent. You could hear them. But they're holes. Bug guts, blood.
And there's
both,
still like stains. Like, they're just
stains
everywhere.
They were like, we just had a bunch of dead ones like right there because that's where they were.
Plastered.
They were just plastered on here. We had hundreds.
See, bug guts are hidden everywhere.
We took out a lot of the bedding and stuff over there. And shook it off because there were just dead mosquitoes everywhere. But it was insane.
We're not exaggerating when we say that there was at least 100 mosquitoes in here.
Not at all.
And we probably killed at least that many.
I don't think we got a whole lot of bites though, because we were being so aggressive. I don't have too many, I don't think.
I have a lot.
I already had. So get out of here, mosquito. See what I mean? Anyway, you can kind of see this like light right here. I don't know if you can in the camera, but there's like a little light blur right here. That's where the hole is. It's between this metal piece and this metal piece. And there's just like this like little hole. Like I can stick my finger, look, I can cover up the dark spot and then it's back. But hole here, we thought they were coming from the top. And then each corner has one, there and there, there and there. So it's just kind of stupid. Let's go show you guys the inside of the car so you can get a better idea of it. Okay, so like we said, bed stuff everywhere, kind of like I was showing you guys. But if you look, that's a dead, I don't know, it's a little blurry. That's dead mosquitoes, those little blurs. We got like a little smear up here. And then if you look up here on the ceiling, you can kind of see like just dead guts everywhere. Dead guts over there. Dead mosquitoes on this guy. Dead mosquitoes up there. Smashed right there. More up here. And so that's like kind of what our tent looked like last night, but we're way worse. And then I shook out like 100 dead mosquitoes that we just swatted out of the air. So that's what we're doing. That's what we've been doing all morning. We tried to get a little bit of sleep, but that didn't really work. So I'm exhausted. Jayla might have slept a little, but we're both exhausted. And that is our first adventure thing we did in Minnesota. So crazy. Hey, what's up guys? Little update. We spent 2 nights here, one good, one bad, obviously. Last night we spent it in our little tent. As you can see, Jayla is disassembling right now. Hi, Jayla. Right here, I sealed up the holes we found that I was showing you guys. I sealed those up and we left it to dry overnight, and also hoping to test it to see. So it looked good when I opened it this morning. So hopefully that solves our problem and we can just sleep in there with no worries from now on, especially since the places we are at now and going are super buggy and we need that protection. Koda really loved it. Look how cute she is. She's just adorable. She loved it. She got a cuddle with us last night and everything, which is her absolute favorite thing. She hates being in the car alone compared to that. So, but we are packing up now. We're gonna head on to our next destination here in Minnesota.
Alright guys, well, we just did some shopping in the town of Eli to get ready for our Boundary Water trip. Got our bear spray, bear canister, and some other things. Our map. But we're on our way to our campsite now.
Which we have to find still.
Which we still have to find.
So,
and we'll see you there in a little bit. Alright, hey, what's up guys? So, we are getting ready to leave and head into the Boundary Waters tomorrow morning, which is super awesome. We're super exciting. We are going on a 7-day, 6-night canoe trip. So the way it works in the Boundary Waters is you canoe across lakes and then portage across land and then paddle across another lake, and you just go all around, and it's super fun. So we have a 7-day route planned out right now. Mostly planned out. We still gotta work out some details because we are running a little behind, but we pretty much have everything set. But we just wanted to bring you in and show you what we're packing, how we're planning, and what we're eating. This is Ethan's first backcountry trip. I've
never been backpacking before.
Backpacking anything overnight in the backcountry at all.
Well,
You've
hiking
gone camping.
too. I've done lots of different types of camping, but
yeah, but
that's
you've
it. I've never
done
backpacking.
backcountry anything. Yeah, so
Really?
I went to school for this, so this is really fun for me to teach Ethan what it's all like in the backcountry. And it's crazy. We've been together for so long that I forget that he hasn't been on a trip yet. Where I went on so many trips during college and then kind of stopped after that because we got busy. But we're gonna start off with just kind of packing the base of our pack. So we have our beautiful hyper light backpacks. Alright, so in order to extra waterproof these bags, since we don't have rain covers, we're just lining them with some heavy duty trash bags. And this is just like help ensure that the things in our packs, the like things that we really need dry, will stay dry. When building your backpack, you want like a strong base, so it's kind of your heaviest items usually go on the bottom and in the middle of your pack, and then you fill in with lighter things up to the top. So
makes sense.
How I like to pack is with my sleeping bag on the bottom. In the space to the side of my sleeping bag, I will put my mattress pad down there. I personally really like having a backcountry pillow.
I need it.
I've done enough trips where without a pillow that I've decided that I'm bougie, and we have these really nice Nemo pillows. That's our base that we have here. And then what usually goes next would be, like, especially since we have to bring bear canisters, would be our food.
Okay.
So
ain't no bears getting through that.
but we have a bear canister, but since we didn't really account for Koda in a lot of our travels initially, she was a new add-on. A lot of her stuff is in this bag. So as we eat things, we'll transfer everything into here just for convenience sake, but for now we'll hang this up as a traditional bear bag. These guys just go right
stuff
in the middle here. All that's left for us to pack is like our essential survival items, which we still got to pull out of the car, our lovely tent, and our clothes. Probably split up the tent, and one of us will carry the poles and one of us will carry the actual tent itself to help divvy up weight. And then
Alrighty, what up guys? So today's the day. It is August 18th and we are just finishing packing up this morning to head off to the Boundary Waters. Yeah, we're all packed up. Jayla's finishing up some photo stuff. We were up pretty late last night, so we're getting kind of a late start on it. The goal of the day is just kind of to get out there and find a spot with a little bit better goal each day. We are going to be gone for a whole week, so that should be pretty sweet. So next, we're going to be, after we get finished packing up and everything, we're heading over to an outfitter's. We rented a canoe, comes with paddles, comes with life jackets and stuff like that. Everything else I think we have. We might rent a few extra things if they have them, and we can. But we got maps and all that good stuff. So we'll head over there next, rent our canoes, and then I think after that we'll be off. So we're just gonna finish up a few things. Jayla's finished up some photo stuff and some other things, and then we're gonna get going. So let's do it.
type it, Koda. On your way. 5-minute drive. Here we go.
Finally. Ready? Okay, what up guys? We have made it. We are out on the Boundary Waters now. Day 1 of 7. So we're just, today's mostly paddling, so that's what we're doing. Heading to our first camp spot, which we haven't decided on yet. Koda's loving it. She seems to think that she can just jump out of the boat, maybe, and go get the birds that are here. So let's hope that doesn't happen. It's a nice day, kind of cloudy, still warm though. We felt like we had a bunch of stuff, but like looking at our packs and then looking at like some of the other boats, canoes that have passed us, it's been, see, she wants to get them. It's been kind of crazy to see how much some people are bringing. So I'm like, dang, minimalist or something. It's okay. It's okay. Stay. So that's what we're doing.
Alright guys, we made it to our first portage of many, but we're supposed to only have 2 today, so I'm giving it a go for the first time.
Whoa. It's awkward. Oops. It's really light.
Will you be able to do it with a backpack on?
Yeah, I'll be able to. It'll just make the weight sounds a little trickier, I guess. None of our portages are like a whole mile, but some of them are close, so it's gonna be
some hard ones
with the pack. we'll see.
Yeah, but we're gonna get some lunch.
Yep.
And enjoy these beautiful views.
Well, first day, first couple hours, I cut my finger
Trying to make lunch.
trying to make lunch. Like an idiot. Thank goodness I have such a good group leader, guide to take care of my finger and show me where to go. Alrighty, all better. Boo Boo's patched up. Now we can eat lunch.
Lens. Well guys, it's been a long day, but we finally made it to camp number 1. The tough and fun thing about the Boundary Waters is that none of the campsites you reserve in advance. So you kind of just paddle up to one and then you camp. And so you just, the way to get into Boundary Waters is essentially like your permit. So you get your permit, that's how many days you can be out here, and then you can go anywhere you want. But we happen to be staying in a pretty popular lake tonight, and all of the sites were basically full all the way to the end of the lake. But we're super thankful to be here, and we'll give you a little tour here after we set up. Alrighty guys, so we just set up and Ethan's starting to cook dinner. So I'm going to give you a little tour of campsite number 1. So over here we got our tent set up, and then got our gravity water filter, some food before we put it up into the trees and properly store it away from bears. We have 1 bear bag and 1 bear canister, but we'll get into details of that later. And then over here we have a lovely fire grate, so we'll probably have a fire tonight since they're allowed back here, which is so fun. And then up over the trees we have a little bit view of Ensign Lake. And then over here we just have really gorgeous rocks. So not a whole lot going on, but it's really, really pretty, and we're super thankful to have found it. So I'm gonna head down over and show you guys where our kitchen setup is for this spot.
What up? Your connoisseur here of cuisine or ramen.
It's looking good. I'm so excited to eat. I'm so hungry.
Me too. Starvins.
We looked at our Garmin and we probably paddled and walked a total of almost 9 miles today. So big day, but it is way different paddling 9 miles than walking 9 miles. So super thankful to have paddled it instead of walked that whole thing. But this spot sets us up super great to go for our next portage, which is our first long one. It's 168 rods. And I'll put the conversion somewhere in this video of what that is. 2 miles, because I don't remember what it is, but it's less than a mile. Enjoy the night, eat some ramen, probably have a Pop-Tart, and then get going to bed before the mosquitoes come out.
Cheerio!
What is that?
What?
Oh my gosh, I thought it was a like crazy looking bug from my ankle. It's the little loop. From my angle in the light, I was like, and its head was like, it looked like it said So we got to our outfitters, and while we were there, they're so sweet. The guy that helped us was an older gentleman, and he just like helped us look at the map, gave us some advice of like places that we were planning on going. He was like, yeah, don't go there because it's dry right now. And just really helped us out a lot. Got our canoe, the staff was super friendly, and then we set off. We started our adventure in Moose Lake, entry point 25, and paddled up to Newfound Lake. And then in Newfound Lake we had our first portage. And this particular portage was here not because the lakes were not connected by water, but because there was like a little river that flowed through that we couldn't get our canoe down. Really short. It was way shorter than I thought it would be. I really thought it would be a little longer. But we got to the other side in like not even 2 minutes, I feel like. It was so fast. And we ran into some other people paddling. And then that was Splash Lake. And then we had one more very small portage, like 15 feet to Ensign Lake. So that was our path for the day. We saw loons, which are really cool. They make like a very eerie sound though. We've listened to them last night and
It's
then
almost like
all
a
throughout
wolf
the day.
howl. Almost.
It's just
Not
weird.
quite.
And they're so loud. Like they'll be across the lake and then you could hear them. And it's just kind of eerie. But we saw so many. We saw and that
Some
was
seagulls.
fun. Seagulls. And we saw so many bald eagles.
Probably like 5.
At least. One
At
flew right
least
over our
5.
camp tonight. One like was feeding its babies. We couldn't see the babies, but we could hear them. And they had the cutest like and loudest because it's so like echoey here. Like any sound just like echoes across the water because there's nothing out here. Eagle in a tree, and then either a young eagle or like a golden eagle flew out of nowhere. Like we didn't even see it. And then all of a sudden it was like flying across the other one. And it was really cool too.
A little river otter. Well, they're pretty big.
Little lake otter.
Lake otter?
I don't know.
Saw 2 of them.
They were so
They're super cute. Their heads were just like poking out and just like watching us. But they wouldn't move, they just float.
Little tails.
At first I thought it was a log because his head was out and he wasn't moving it. I was like, that's a weird looking log. I just watched him for a while and then he moved and he like dove in and his whole body and his tail came out of the water.
Just also a lot of
Lot of
turtles,
turtles.
floating. They're not floating, they're just sitting on
Mostly
these
sitting
little
on
logs
little
and
logs or
rocks.
rocks.
And it's really fun. And we saw one little crawdad.
Yeah.
He was really cute. But it's just like been crazy. Like every lake we've been on, there's been wildlife on. And like other birds and ducks too. And it's just like really, really cool.
I think we're both getting a little worried near the end of the day when we're reaching our last portion, trying to find a spot. And every time we pulled up to one that we couldn't see from the shore, we'd find out that there was somebody already in it.
Yeah.
And so we're go farther, go farther.
That part's been really hard. And we just happened to be on one of the bigger and popular lakes. So, and we were told
yeah,
in
that's true.
advance to, like,
First lake is always.
try to get here early if we're planning on camping here.
Yeah.
And we did not get here early.
We left at 11:30.
Yeah, it's a 6-hour paddle day. Yeah, it was hard. I think that part, I think we both got really tired all of a sudden and hungry. And we're like, we just need to be in camp.
Yeah, I mean, the seats aren't the most comfortable. I don't know.
Yeah, not
I mean,
having-
it's just
they don't
hard to
have
like,
backs.
yeah, there's no backs. You have to like sit up. So, I don't know. I never really got tired of paddling or anything else. It's just how I'm sitting
I'd
is
agree.
killing my
I
back.
think that's where I'll be sore tomorrow.
Just is sitting and then you're like, your legs are weird and you're like, I just want to stand up.
Yeah, I think
That's
tomorrow.
the hard part. I'm sure I'll get sore. I'm sure we'll both get sore from the actual paddling, but
But honestly, I feel like tomorrow we'll really end up enjoying the portages because we get to walk. Like, I know a
Yeah.
lot of people out here don't seem to really like the portaging part of it because that's like hard and it is inconvenient in a way, like having to get all your stuff out of your boat back in. But we have like a really good setup. Like a lot of the people that we've passed like have a lot of stuff.
they like have like 2 bags each of these big, massive, like square, like made for the portages, and I'm just like,
And our
I don't
packs
get
were
why,
great.
because
Yeah.
our packs, like ever since I thought about it, like you see those packs everywhere, but ever since I'm like, I don't see why your pack would get in the way and why you need a big
They're just
square
supposed to
one.
be like a certain
must
way,
like
like some canoes
fit
or
in the
something.
canoe better would be the only thing I could think of. But
Our
like,
packs fit great.
they had like, that group had like 4 people and they had like 6 packs. And they like
seemed like they had a lot.
walked up and down that
A lot of
portage
people
each like
also have
twice at least.
fishing gear. And it's one of those things where like you are paddling more than you're hiking, so like you feel like you could bring more because you're not carrying it. Where I think we really viewed it as like, oh my gosh, we're going to be walking times. We need to pack as light as we can. We don't want to bring anything extra.
I just thought about, yeah, like backpacking.
Where like other people like brought extra stuff
Yeah.
where we didn't.
Like a lot. Like we passed some of these campsites and I'm like, there's a lot of people there, but they have a lot of stuff.
Yeah. There's
Crazy
some
amount
big
of stuff.
spots, that's for sure.
Some of them.
Yeah.
I mean, our bags are still probably 50, at least 50 something each. They're pretty heavy.
They're heavy.
We got the light boat, so that's the
Eat
boat's
food.
actually pretty light. You can manhandle. It's just
But overall, it's been a pretty good first day.
yeah.
It feels good to like finally be out here.
Yeah.
And like this
And
is
we have a
honestly like the easiest backcountry trip I feel like you could go on. Like you have a constant water source that you could have, so you don't have to worry about extra water. There's so much flexibility in your schedule that you could just turn around if you want to. There's so many different paths you could go. I think the hardest part is like when you're in day 3 or day 4, you're in there pretty deep, but it's pretty nice. It's just been really exciting and good. Now we're ready for bed.
Super. Very tired.
Well, good night.
Hey, thanks so much for watching today, guys. Be sure to stay tuned for part 2 next week. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And always remember, never stop chasing that epic adventure.
Blazing trails, sleeping on bedroom floors. I patterned your smile, still finding